Hi everyone. In this video we will go over pivot tables, and which is continuation to what we have actually started when we did SQL and also in the previous video, and where we showed how the functions that we learned in Excel can help us do so much, but pivot tables can help us even do even more than that. So this is the data set that I explained in the previous video. And this is the data set we will use for the exercises here. And also we have different data sets. So the plan is I will do the stud 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I will try to do 5, 6, 7, and 8. But I will ask you to do exercise 1, exercise 2, exercise 3, and exercise 4. And then follow on also with me in this video. And then you can submit this worksheet or this file. So let's get started. So we have this column that has product types, and as you can see here, they are repetitive or they are redundant. So the question is asking us to use pivot tables where we can show the product type and the number of products or how many times it was repeated. So to do that, we can just create, and they want us to create or to keep pivot table in this tab. So we don't need to put it in a different tab. So to do this, let's highlight or just make sure that the cursor is in this column. So we go to Insert, and then I can just go to Pivot, Power Pivot, and now it is highlighting automatically this column. And I will say existing worksheet. So I will existing worksheet, and then I'll click this guy, and then I will specify the location where I want my answer to look to be at. So I will click here. Then now I automatically had. Okay, so let me put. So I automatically had. That you can see that I automatically have the pivot table tools here in the right side. So all I need to do is to drag the product type into the rows. That way it cross-tabulate it for us, or group it for us by the product type, and I want the count for them. So to do that, to do the count for each of those products, I will just drag product type to the values. So automatically it recognized it as count. If, let's say, in your case, if you are using an old version of Excel, it might put sum or average or so. To change that, you can just click on this guy on the count of product, and then you will get value field settings, and then from here you can change it. So based on summarized value, you can change it to count, because that's what we are interested in. How many times each of those products were repeated. So to do that, we can actually even say from, let's say, descending, let's see, we can sort from largest to smallest. That way it makes better sense for us. All right, so that was for number 1. So now let's continue to number 2. So question number 2, it is asking us, so there are three preset sales channels. So the sales channels, direct, internet, or retail. And then they want us to use pivot tables to create a table displaying revenue for each sales channel. So revenue, that means the sum of revenue. So to do that, so we will use, and then we will they want us to use 0 decimal, so we will do that. Okay, so the same thing, I will just put the cursor anywhere inside those values. Then go to Insert, this guy again, automatically highlights all the values or all the columns for me. Let's select this guy, and then let's put it somewhere there. Okay, so just put it here in the camera. And now it is asking us the sales channel. So I need to group by sales channel. So that's in my rows because I want them to show here. and then they want the revenue. So I'll drag a revenue to the values, automatically creates sum for us. So again, here they said they want us to use no decimals. So in this case, I can just go here, use either currency and then reduce the decimals, and boom, you can say that we have really nice table. Alright, so now let's move on to the third question, where it is asking us create a pivot table that shows each sales channel, revenue and expenses. So now sales channels, revenue and expenses. Make sure to use both row headers and columns headers, okay? Sum of member months by the leftmost column, okay? Create a column adjacent to the it represents the revenue and expenses. PMP, PMPMs, okay, payment per member per month. So let's do that. Typically represent. Okay, let's do this. So we will just insert a pivot, part pivot, or a pivot table. So we'll do part pivot later, and then I will insert them. I'll just insert them here. That way we can see our screen. So now they want us to do the same thing like what we did in the earlier example. So we will put the sales channel in our rows, and then they said they want us to put the member month in the left, so I'll put it here, member month in the far left, and then they want us to use revenue, and then I will use expenses. Okay. Now they say they want us to create a column adjacent to the pivot table that represents revenue and expenses PM. So to do that, we actually need to create. So let's do this. I will just go to analyze, and then I will print this guy, that way I can see. So basically what we have, so we have here the sales channel, and then we have the sum of member months, and then we have some revenue, some expenses, and we need to create two columns here. One is for revenue PMP and expense PMP. So you notice that as soon as I press or click any cell that is outside this table, my pivot table items or tools are gone. They disappear. So to do that, we can just click on it and it will come back. Alright, so if for some reason you lost this guy, you can just come back to analyze and then click on those guys. It will bring them back for you. Alright, because that happens a lot. So now let's create this guy, which is revenue PMP. So to do that, we can click here where it says calculate field or calculated field. So we will call it revenue PMP. And then to calculate this guy, we will just say it is revenue divided by member months. Okay. So I'll just say add, and then OK. So you will see that it's created for us here, and since we don't want the decimals, I'll just put that from home here and keep it simple, and then we will create another one for expenses. So calculated field, and then PMPM, and then we can just go from here, click on expenses divided by number month, and okay. So you will see that we have our values. So we'll just this guy. So we'll stop here for now. Alright, so that was a little pause, but we will continue. So this is the answer for question or stud 3, and so we solved that problem. Now we will move on to stud number 4, where it is asking us to create a column entitled net income loss, and usually the net income, which is revenue minus expenses. So we need to create a new column for them. So we need to create a pivot table representing each sales. So the column will represent revenue, and so each sales channel and product type by revenue. Product type by revenue, expenses, and net. So let's create this table here. We'll go to insert again, pivot table, and then we'll include this guy here. Okay, so they want us to put the sales channel first, and then by product type, target underneath it, and then they want us to put revenue, so the sum of revenue, expenses. Now we need to create the net income or loss. So we need to create that. So we go to here in calculated field, and we can just call it here net income slash loss as they requested, and this guy will be revenue. So double click on this guy minus expenses. Very straightforward. And as you can see here, we have a beautiful table that shows us the sum of revenue, expenses, and income for each of those product lines or product types. Alright, so now let's move on to exercise number 5. So for exercise number 5, it is asking us to create a pivot table of expenses by service month and paid month for just the big group segment. So, okay, let's do that. We'll create. Okay, now we'll just put it in this sheet. So they want us again here to make table of expenses. So service month. Okay, service month, and then paid month. They said only for the big. So big. Let's see. For big group segment. Group segment, we'll put it in filter because we want to restrict it only to big. Right? And then we want, let's see. And then we want, let's see, paid month. So we want expenses. So expenses will be our values. So I'll drag expenses to the values. So now you will see that we have beautiful